It's Divas That Care Radio. Stories, strategies, and ideas to inspire positive change. Welcome to Divas That Care, a network of women committed to making our world a better place for everyone. This is a global movement for women, by women, engaged in a collaborative effort to create a better world for future generations. To find out more about the movement, visit divasthatcare.com after the show. Right now, though, stay tuned for another jolt of inspiration.
Hello to all. Welcome to Divas That Care Network. I am Joyce Benning, and I will be your host for this magical, robust lifestyle show. I would like to thank each one of our listeners that have tuned in live today and the ones that will be listening to the recording on the podcast. I am so very grateful and thankful for each and every one of you. And you are all in for one amazing show today, as I have with me my returning incredible diva, Beth Lauren Parrish, and her and I are going to chat about ways to release stress. Oh my, this is something all of us need to hear. So Beth, would you please introduce yourself to our listeners today?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Joyce. Always a pleasure to be here. My name is Beth Lauren Parrish, and I am a certified riding instructor. I'm a remote coach, so I teach equestrians around the world, and I'm also a certified hypnotherapist, which means I can do sessions online to help you release any issues that are holding you back so you can thrive in life. And with my business, Inspired Riding, I encourage all my clients to slow down, trust their intuition, and listen to their horses deeply, so they can have the best co-creative dances possible, whether they're on the ground or on their horse's back.
Oh, wow. Oh, girl, you do so much for service to others. You're just helping others in so many ways. And I was hearing in different things that you were just saying on ways our topic is just perfect on everything that you're doing in your hypnotherapy. I mean, I'm sure a lot of the people's problems go back to trauma and stress and different things that have happened in their life. So it's all ways to help release stress. So with that, what are some of the ways that you would like to start sharing with our listeners today on how to help release stress in this stressful world?
Well, sure. I mean, there's so many ways we can go about this. I always like to look at it holistically. It's coming from the mind. We want to help the mind, the body, and the spirit. So we start with the mind always, to assess what we're thinking about, because whatever we're thinking about is going to cause an emotion. So if we have a lot of negative self-talk going on, just, being hard on yourself or just saying, oh, this day is ruined because I spilled something, it's going to affect the rest of your life in that moment because it's going to create more stress. So if you can start to take a step back and really start to scan all of your thoughts that are coming through your mind and really decide, is this thought serving me? Is this thought serving me? And if they're not, then you get to decide to just put a stop sign on them. Grab your magic wand and say ridiculous, meaning switching them to way more positive, way more fun thoughts for you, as if you're building your own inner cheerleader. No, the way I do this, I wake up in the morning, I thank the universe for letting me have another day, and I appreciate everything around me. I think about how amazing it is I can just get out of bed, because I've had major surgeries before. I even broke my femur, so I had to use a walker for many months. So the fact that I could just simply get out of bed and use the restroom effortlessly is an amazing thing. So if you start to think about all the things you appreciate and focus on cheering yourself on, then I get in the bathroom, do my thing, and then I give myself a high five, much like the Mel Robbins high five habit, and I say, you're doing great. And I just keep focusing on building myself up. And even when I'm brushing my teeth, I think about all the cool things I get to do that day. And instead of going, oh, no, I have to do this, you say, no, I get to do this. I get to participate in life. This is the way to be. And if you can start to shift ever so slightly every day towards more positive thoughts, that's going to help you release stress in itself. And that's just the very first thing.
Oh, wow. Oh, I loved it. I loved all of it. And when you said thinking about what you think about causes the emotions, and it just came to my mind when you said if you spill something. I was mixing up my horse's mash this morning, and what did I do? I spilled it. Well, I could have said, oh, man, this is going to be a rough day. And I was like, no, it happens. I'll just clean it up, and we go on. No big deal. So it's just how you take it in. And that is exactly what you were saying. And I loved on the being grateful and thankful, thanking it that I haven't the universe, that I have another day, and that I can get up, starting with gratitude. I heard that just was ringing loud. Just start with gratitude when you open your eyes in the morning. And it's amazing how much it will take those negative thoughts and turn them into positive, and to be able to participate in life. I love that. That was just perfect. And giving yourself high fives. You gave so many golden nuggets in the first little bit. I was like, oh my goodness, I loved all of it.
I'm so glad it resonated with you. And I just pulled out the word still, and I guess I was tapping into that. So we're all connected. That's the beautiful thing, is when we get that tuned into ourselves, and we can actually feel into when we're connecting with other people and what they need to hear in the moment. That's what gets really exciting. And that helps you release stress in itself, because then you're realizing we're all in this together. You know, everyone likes to feel like we're so alone, but it's quite the opposite when you get quiet enough and really tune into your own inner power and realize that you can connect to everything else in the universe. It's pretty amazing.
Yes, it definitely is. If you tune into your intuition, like you said in your introduction, it is just amazing what starts to happen. It's like it changes your whole perspective, and you can connect with others. You can connect with other people. You can connect with the animals, and those are some of the ways too. To me, I feel you can relieve the stress. Is just by tuning in to yourself, going inside, and listening to what that little small voice is trying to say.
Absolutely, and I'm glad you mentioned animals. That was next on my list. So, you know, once we've gone through and made sure our thoughts are being more productive for ourselves, and even if we're not able to get them all out, that's normal. I mean, we're human. There's still going to be little moments of popping up that aren't pleasant. It's just a matter of how long you let them sit in your mind. So don't let them pay rent. Like, evict them and then decide that you're going to focus on the thoughts that are going to help you. And for me, the thoughts that help me are just literally hanging out with my animals, like just laying on the floor, rubbing their bellies, giving them kisses, you know, and then with the horses, going out and finding their itchy spots, getting their lips to twitch, or even just standing there and being with them, or sending them Reiki. And then, like, when I'm actually playing with Pepper, where we run around, that's one of my most favorite things. One, to know that I'm able to run, and two, that he absolutely loves my inner child enthusiasm, and so he gets really riled up in a safe way. And so that in itself is a wonderful way to release stress. So when you can't be with your animals for some reason, let's say you have like a desk job somewhere else, you can always like bring something that reminds you of them, or even something that smells like them. Like, I've suggested to clients to bring one of their horse brushes with them. So if like they're getting stressed out, like literally grab the horse brush and smell it, and that'll bring back the happy feelings of being with your horse. I know in the past, like if I ever had to get on an airplane, this is so funny, I would go and scratch my horses as much as I could, and I wouldn't wash my hands, so then my hands would smell like the horses as long as I could. It's so silly, but it works so well, because I would have some anxiety on the plane. So I'm like, no, I'm just going to smell my ponies. I'll be fine. So I love it. Our sense of smell is really intense, especially for me. I always call myself the wonder nose. But having like non-toxic candles around, or essential oils that you love, or your favorite hand cream, like if you just use that throughout your day, that's going to help like give you more comfort, and it might spark more memories to help bring you back to your calm state. So your sense of smell really is helpful. Then of course, if you're moving your body more, if you're just taking a walk, if you're using your voice, if you're singing out loud at the top of your lungs, making up different lyrics and being silly, like, and getting your whole body involved, that's going to help you release stress too. And of course, any kind of exercise you can do is helpful. So that was my next section on the body.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And just being out there with your horses. My Mara always says, just breathe into us. And I just lay my head on her and I just breathe into them. And it's just that smell. It's just, it kind of takes you, it relieves the stress, revitalizes you, gives you that energy. And it's just amazing. And it's something so simple. And I do it to all of mine because she's the one that told me, and I'm like, oh my goodness, it is so true. It just helps rejuvenate you is what I call it. And just being with them, just being around them, or even in the house with my dog. I mean, I just go over and give her a big hug and a big kiss and just mess with her. It's just a way to relieve stress. The animals, to me, they are my stress reliever. There's no doubt about it. All I need to do is go be with my animals and be out in nature. Just, like you said, go for a walk. If you can, just go outside and just go out and listen to the sounds that are happening outside, hear the birds and just everything that's out there. It's just absolutely beautiful. So, yes, and I loved your one about getting on a plane. That was incredible.
my little hacks as a horse girl. Yes.
That is just awesome. I love it.
That one came streaming in. I didn't even have that in my notes, so I thought you'd like that. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, so, of course, like I said, getting moving, like if you're not able to get outside, if you have a treadmill or just anything in the house, like even if you just like start marching in place or just walk little laps in your home, just to get yourself moving. I like doing this shaking your body out, but I especially love the one where you like literally, if you're wearing glasses, take them off and like shake your face as much as you can. I'll do it right now, and you make a noise. You go. So it makes everything like so silly in the moment, and it helps you release stress. And of course, your breathing is important. So if you can do some really nice deep belly breaths to get back into your body and help you get to the parasympathetic state, there's a physiological breath that my husband was teaching in a meditation class recently, where you basically take one long inhale through your nose and then one extra little inhale, and then you exhale through your mouth like a big sigh. So it's like this. And let your exhale be really long, and that helps you really get back to a calmer state. So that one's very, very helpful. And you'll see horses do that. I know in the book Horse Speak, she talks about mimicking ways to help horses relax. So if you're standing shoulder to shoulder and they're looking at something with their ears pricked, like, ooh, and their head is up and they're a little nervous, you can do the same thing and then immediately go, and then release your head and neck and relax it down and lick and chew as if you're just going, yep, I see that, but we're cool. And then more often than not, they'll actually relax with you and go, oh, okay, I guess we're fine. It's really amazing. So once you start to release stress, get yourself back to calm, then you can pull all the energy around you, all the animals, other beings, into your calm state. That's where your real power resides, because then you're starting to affect the room instead of letting the room affect you.
Oh, yes, how true. To release that stress and get in the calm state. And then you can start to see everything around you and start to enjoy it and start to really focus on like if you're out in nature or even if you're in your house, and start to focus on maybe being what you're grateful for rather than thinking of what the negatives are for that day. To me, it's so much about staying in that positive state of mind and finding the positives of what is good that is happening rather than focusing on the bad that is happening. Because when you focus on the negative, it seems the stress seems to rise, and it escalates from there, because then the negatives just keep coming. Or when you start to focus on the positives, you're like, yeah, that situation there was a positive in that. And then you start to see more and more of the positives, and the stress seems to decline when you start to find the positives in the situation rather than the negatives, is what I have found. Absolutely,
because what we focus on expands.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about our brains is the lizard brain's always going to come back to the negative to keep us alive. Like, what do we need to watch out for? So it really becomes something you need to practice to get into that positive state. So it doesn't come naturally, and so don't feel bad if it doesn't come naturally to you. That's just human nature to keep us alive. So what you want to do is just keep counteracting it. As soon as a negative thought comes in, just see if you can put at least 3 more positive thoughts to counteract it out there. And then that will help you start to shift. But yeah, I love that idea. Just keep focusing on what's going to bring your energy level up, bring your vibration up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, how true it is. Yeah. And when you start to do that, it just, even to me, I even feel the animals. When you start to get in that more calmer, positive, I know my horses respond so much more. It's kind of like if you're in that negative, stressful, they're like, okay, you need to just chill out a minute and then come to us. So you can just kind of see it in them. And the animals can feel that. They feel it, I think, before we even realize it. They are feeling what our emotions are. And they are just watch how they respond to you, and it'll kind of tell you even what you need to be focusing on yourself. If you're maybe kind of on the borderline and you're like, oh, man, this is going to be a stressful day, and your animals are kind of like, I think we're going to stay away from them for a little bit today. And you're like, okay, what's going on here? And just step back and just watch and observe how the animals react, too, because they tell us so much. I always say they're one of our best teachers.
Absolutely. And a perfect example is because I give Pepper the choice to be ridden. He will often, he'll come to me initially and I'll maybe start brushing him a little. But then if I go to show him the saddle, he'll like run away, like, not today, Mom. And most of the time it's because he can sense that I might be a little bit tired that day. And he's like, I don't think you're going to be able to bring your best. Other times it could be it's a little extra windy and he's already past his threshold. He doesn't feel safe to be able to keep me safe. That's a really cool thing that I noticed about him. He's very aware of when he's able to stay focused for me or not. But he can feel in me if I'm feeling a little off. So what I do then is I just put the saddle down and I go, okay, maybe we should just run it out and play together. Or I do the opposite and I'll start doing some Tai Chi moves and some Qigong moves to help balance my energy. And I tell you what, as soon as I start to rub my hands together, he turns and looks at me and he goes, oh, thank God you're getting yourself sorted out. It's really fantastic. So yeah, they smell, they sense everything. It's really cool to notice that, and they help become our perfect biofeedback machines for us. Mm-hmm. So I'm really glad you brought that up.
Oh, well, they tell us so much. It's just amazing, and when how they react is exactly how I'm feeling. It shows my feelings completely. I'm like, oh my goodness, you guys read me like a book. You're amazing.
Totally. Well, even while we were talking, I apologize to any of the listeners, but I was so excited that the girls, my dogs, just started like play fighting in front of me. So you might have heard a little rah, 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 like that. but then I settled myself in, and now they're laying down. So it's like exactly demonstrating. I wish there was a video of that.
Oh, I love it. I love it. They wanted to be a part of it because they knew we were talking about them. So they wanted to be part of it, and so show exactly how they react too. So, I love it. That was perfect.
Totally. Thank you. Okay, so now we're going to move on to your spirit and making sure your heart's happy, helping you release stress that way. So one way I like to release stress is if I'm doing chores that are really mundane or I don't feel like doing them, I'll put on some of my favorite music or a podcast that I love, hint, hint, or maybe some Audible book. My book's on Audible in case you want to check it out. And then there's always ways to you can call a friend while you're doing chores. If you have one of the beautiful Bluetooth speakers that I use, it's really handy. and just get yourself out of your head and into your heart. And that's going to really shift things. So instead of going, oh, I have to do these chores, like, hey, I have dishes. I get to put them away nicely. And to me, that's a big deal, because when we lost everything to a fire, we didn't have anything for a while. And so now I get to look at it in a new way. So just shifting again to appreciation, and then reaching out to others, or reaching out to any other energy that'll lift your spirit will be huge. And then if you need to, if you have the time, I always suggest, I like to in the morning write in my journal, and you can just write out the thoughts that you want to focus on for the day. You can tune in with your inner guidance, universe, God, whatever you want, your angels, to ask for guidance. And it's really nice to do right when you're first waking up, because when you first wake up, you're still connected to source energy, is the way I look at it. And so you're still kind of in that really nice, playful zone of like multidimensional traveling. So you can just bring in that energy as you're writing and see what comes up for you to focus on. And instead of just reaching for your phone and checking all your emails and what you have scheduled for the day, you stay in that yummy feeling of possibilities. And that helps you just really shift into gratitude to help keep those stresses at bay. And then, of course, turning off anything that's negative. I don't watch the news anymore. Any weird spam or trolls on social media, I immediately block and delete and laugh at them. And so you get to make a decision. Like, you can be completely indifferent to those things, or you can send love to them if you want, or you can do a combination. But that's where you really start to step into your power, and makes you feel completely unflappable, because you get into that calm state about anything that comes up. And then your spirit can just guide you to what's next and what's more fun for you in life. And that'll help you release stress by default.
Oh, what good tips. And to look at it right away in the morning. And that's what's, to me, too, so important, rather than first thing grabbing your phone and see what happened on Facebook or see what's going on. Leave that aside for a little while. Tune into yourself first and get your cup filled, is what I kind of call it. And then you will be ready to start the day. And I love that. Tune into your angels or your guides or whoever you ask to come into your life and to help you through that day and for whatever you're doing, because they're right there. They're ready to help. All you have to do is ask. Sometimes you don't even have to ask. They're still right there, always helping. And I love that. You are just tuning into me so well today when you said about doing dishes, because that is probably one of my pet peeves. And yes, I need to concentrate more on being grateful that I have them and that I can put them away, because I'm like, oh, dishes, I got to do dishes again. So we are definitely connected, Beth.
You get to shift it thinking, oh my gosh, I got to eat today. That's fantastic. So now I get to clean them. Or sometimes you can make it even more playful and imagine you're a giant and the dishes are these tiny little dollhouse dishes and you're just playing with them. Like, you can get that silly with it. So you just let your imagination fly with it. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
That's how my mind works.
I love it. And I usually do listen to something, because it really helps make it go faster for me to get them done.
Yeah. And then speaking of that, I mean, if you're able to have like a television going, you could put on a really funny movie. I mean, I have this thing now where I find funny reels and I send them to my friends to make them giggle. But, putting on a really funny movie, and we have some go-tos that we'll watch over and over because we know what to expect. And that in itself helps you release stress, because it's like, I call it a comfort movie instead of a comfort food, And so you're watching it knowing what to expect, and it still makes you laugh and brightens up your spirit. Like the movies I watch on repeat are Pitch Perfect and The Spy Who Dumped Me, and the new Ghostbusters with the women in it. That one's hilarious. And then there's Paul. Paul is the alien played by Seth Rogen, and oh my gosh, that one is totally irreverent and hilarious. So I watch that one quite often when I just need to like release stress and laugh my butt off. So yeah.
And that is something too. You said laughing. I think laughing is so important, because you will be amazed when you can laugh at something, how much better you feel. it is a great stress reliever in itself. Even just putting a smile on your face helps change your whole attitude, because when you share that smile, it'll come back to you. So yeah, smile and the world smiles with you, and how true that is. And I just really feel too with the laughing, that is, it is critical. Just find something, like you said, that really makes you laugh, and you'll be amazed how much better you feel just from something so simple like that.
Absolutely. And yeah, it's just so important to keep feeling into what's going to make me happier today. You know, that was originally, you hear this a lot from Abraham Hicks and the channeled energy from that. It's just what is going to bring up my vibration? How can I shift my emotions? And it's just simply asking yourself, what will make me feel better right now in this moment? And just go from there.
Yes.
And then I said, the last few things I have here are just to be kind and gentle with yourself. Maybe you need to make yourself some hot cocoa and get in a blanket fort, curl up with an amazing book or a movie again, and let yourself off the hook and know that you'll just be able to begin again tomorrow. Like some days you just have to go, you know what, I need to hit the reset button. And that's okay. And like give yourself grace to do that. So many people have to feel like they have to keep pushing themselves through the stress. That just makes it worse, you know, because you're focusing on just like, you know, grinding through, and that's not going to feel good to your spirit in any way.
Exactly.
And then, and then don't underestimate the power of just lying on the floor on a yoga mat or on a carpet and letting yourself release tension, like every single body part, you know, squeeze a little, let it go, breathe it out. And then simply like put your hand on your heart and hand on your lower belly and just ask your body what it needs to feel better. And then just see what shows up. You might get images, you might get, you know, feelings, you might get songs in your head, you know, just be open to whatever comes up. And your body has so much wisdom. It's going to tell you how to help release stress even more.
Oh, I love it. Oh, those were all great. I love that. Be kind and gentle to yourself. Give yourself a break. Don't be so hard on yourself. Just realize sometimes you just need to step back a moment and just breathe and relax for yourself too. Oh, Beth, this has just been fantastic, and I knew it would go so fast. I knew it would be over in no time at all. And before we do close this show, would you please share with our listeners the best ways to connect with you?
Yes, they can find me on social media at Inspired Riding, INSPIRED RIDING. They could also go to the website, inspiredriding.com, and there's the contact info there. They can email me there. But I really want to let you guys know that if for some reason you have some stress that you're just not able to release and you feel like it's, you know, trapped in your body from previous past experiences that you might not even be aware of, hypnotherapy is a gorgeous way to help get to the root cause of your issue and help you release it. So I'm here for that. You can reach out to me or please reach out to any other therapist that you think could help you. But I just wanted to mention that as well.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Thank you for mentioning all that. And it gives the listeners some options, and they know how to connect with you, and that is fantastic. Oh, Beth, I want to thank you so much for all the golden nuggets you left with us today on ways to release stress. And I want to wish you a magical day and magical times to you and your animal families until you and I connect again on Robust Lifestyles.
Thank you so much, Joyce. It was a pleasure as always.
Oh, you are so welcome. You are so very welcome. And with that, I want to thank each one of our listeners who have listened to this incredible podcast with our amazing diva, Beth Lawrence Parrish. Please share this show with all your family and friends. Check out all the other hosts and their shows on divasthatcare.com. And remember some of the golden nuggets that she left with. What you focus on expands. And start with being grateful and thankful. Gratitude changes attitudes. And find what makes you happy and brings up your vibration and energy. And remember, be kind and gentle to yourself. And with that, I want to wish everyone a magical day. Remember, be kind to all. Give your animals that great big extra hug and share all your love with them as they so deserve it. Until we connect again on Robust Lifestyles, stay strong and healthy.
Thanks for listening. This show was brought to you by Divas That Care. Connect with us on Facebook, on Instagram, and of course on divasthatcare.com, where you can subscribe to our newsletter so you don't miss a thing.